Welcome in, watchers and listeners, to Sport Talk with Dwat. I'm Dwat, and I got Casper on the show. If you would please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With that being said, let's get this show on the road.
All right. We are back on a Monday night trying something a little bit new here on Sport Talk with D-Watt. This is show number 43 for all those tuned in. We're gonna talk about some Braves, we're gonna talk about some college baseball, we're gonna talk about some college basketball. We got a lot to go over on the show. With that being said, what is going on, Casper?
Hey man, just kicking it up here another Monday in the Knoxville, Vegas, Tennessee, home of the little sister school of the state.
Oh man, well we're going to cover some of the weekend talk. I'll kind of go first here, then I'll toss it over to you guys. Went down to Atlanta for the Georgia Tech NC State baseball game. It was a pretty cool experience, a little something different. I hadn't been to a game since I was like 7 or 8, so it was a night game. It's an awesome backdrop of the city with all the buildings and the things all lit up. It's a very cool, probably the top, I want to say the top 5 backdrop for college sports out there. I think it's great. Just a big city down there in Atlanta, and it's very cool as a fan to be sitting there and just, there it is, all right there in front of you. But I went down there, got a little something. I got a giveaway from the Friday night game. They had some more of these license plate covers, so that was something a little bit different. I like that. Didn't expect to get that. Didn't get the key. They had like a chain giveaway. We didn't quite get down there in time to get that giveaway, but all in all, Tech's on a roll with baseball. That was not a pretty game. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but Tech got the win in that. But we'll cover that here in a little bit. But with that being said, I want to toss it over to you for your weekend there, Casper.
Yeah, man, I had a pretty good weekend. Got to watch a lot of racing. My wife's out of town, so I took her to the airport early Saturday. Woke up Saturday at like 3:30 in the morning. That is not what you want to be doing on the weekend. But took her to the airport, and my 3-year-old was like, "Nope, not going to bed." So stayed up, did some yard work, had a good weekend. Watched a lot of racing Saturday night. Um, Had a great time with that. Lots of good stuff. I had 5 screens going on Saturday night between the Braves and all the races going on. So it was a good night for me out here in the garage, just enjoying what I enjoy, which is sports and racing. So we had that, and then Sunday grilled up some hot dogs because it was Martinsville weekend, and that's just what we do on Martinsville weekend. I think if you were here, you would have partaken in the hot dogs, a
Oh
little
yeah.
chili. So that's all we had to eat yesterday. Had a good time. My kid loves hot dogs, so had a good time with that, and finished off with the Chase Elliott Coca-Cola victory at the paperclip. I was thinking about slinging this all over the garage, but then I realized I have to clean it up, so I'm not doing that. But it was a good time, victory lane with some Coca-Cola at Martinsville for Chase Elliott and the UniFirst team. The only one note I did want to give about that situation is he was sponsored by UniFirst, who is just a craptastic linen uniform company at the end of the day. Not that I'm biased or anything, but good news is they're going out of business. They got bought by Centos, so now they'll be CentiFirst or Unitos. I don't really know, but they got bought because they suck, and hopefully we'll see that go away from Chase Elliott's car, and then hopefully we'll see Centos not be on there as well. But that's a whole nother story. So we'll see what happens. Do not sponsor Chase Elliott. You might go out of business. Hooters went bankrupt after sponsoring Chase Elliott. UniFirst got bought by Centos, sponsoring Chase Elliott. So I don't know if that's what you want to do. I'm just saying, you might want to stay away from that. But just funny how that works.
Yeah, I'd be staying away for sure on that. I watched some of that race as well there, Casper. Man, it was okay of a race. Good to see Chase get the win. He's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Chase Elliott, and he's been around for a while now. To see him get the win was good. Hamlin, I was hoping Hamlin was going to kind of lay it to him there in the coming, at the end, but
Yeah.
didn't quite work out. But
Did you not think I was nervous enough without you
oh
sending me those stupid texts?
oh yeah,
My
bump
gosh, I
bump.
was sitting here like about couldn't breathe watching that race.
Yeah, he ain't won in a minute, so you're you're a big fan of him, and you want to see him win, and that's what he did. He was able to help to keep off the guys behind him. So it was very cool to see that win, and he got the clock, and hey, he's gonna
TikTok, baby.
TikTok. Let's go. So he got the win. So that was pretty cool to see. I got to watch the end of that race, did some grass mowing over the weekend as well. Got home from that, and got to watch it. So that was pretty neat there. Anything else there, Casper?
I got to watch the Braves. So it was a good weekend. Good to watch them play some baseball. So
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a good weekend.
There we go. All right. Well, that will put us right here for news of the week. Tiger Woods DUI, flips his nice SUV. He's had a pretty good past of this driving under the influence stuff, I guess you could call it. My dad thinks he shouldn't be driving anymore.
Amen.
He's a very famous person. He needs to take care of himself, get things straightened up. Don't be doing stuff like that. And people out there, please don't be drinking and driving. Please do not be driving under the influence of any sorts. It's just not good. It's just not good for anybody. So, Casper, what is your thought on this Tiger Woods situation?
My thought is that your dad is a genius, and that's exactly my thought as well. I looked this up right before the show today.
Hmm.
As of June 2025, Tiger Woods was worth approximately $1.5 billion. Now, do you think he could afford to pay somebody to drive him around? I mean, what? Let's just throw out a decent. I mean, what if he pays somebody, 100,000, 200,000 a year? Like he can afford that, no issue. Okay, making all kinds of money from brands like Nike, TaylorMade, Rolex. I think I mean, just think about all his junk, man. Like, why? Why are you? If it doesn't matter who you are, if you're famous like this, it's not a good thing for you to be driving. I've said the same thing about NASCAR drivers in the past. Oh, when Kyle Busch went and got a speeding ticket doing 128, if you can't drive better than that, just don't drive. Like you don't have to. You have millions and millions of dollars. You don't need to drive. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Tiger needs to shut it down. Also, let's drive something better than a daggum Land Rover. Come on. They're not even nice. That's like one of the crappiest vehicles rich people can buy, honestly. Like buy something nice, not a Land Rover. Come on, dog. I'd rather have a Ford Expedition Platinum than a Land Rover. Come on.
Yeah, I would have thought he'd drive something a little bit better, but it's all blacked out. Looked like black wheels, black car, black glass there. But yeah, when I saw that news, I was like, I didn't really expect it, but he's got the back history to it, and I hope, yeah, I guess I hope he can get things turned around and hire somebody and just get drove around everywhere he goes and don't have to touch that wheel ever again.
He needs to sail off into the sunset while he
Yeah,
can.
he's a little bit old. He's up over the hill, and he
Yeah.
still pretends like he can golf, but no, like he had his day, and it's time to move on to
Well,
the next phase of life.
this stuff could affect his kids. So that's why I really hope that he can
Yeah.
get it together and be a better example, and then also not hurt the deals for his kid because it's just like any other sports. Your dad's good at it, you get some money, and you don't want that messed up because of dad.
Yeah, that's a very good point there, Casper. Justin Gainey from Tennessee is headed to NC State to take the head coaching basketball job. This is something you see here in college sports, and I figured we'd cover it. He gets a big shot to go big time for some big coach. So, Casper, do you like the change for him? Is that good for him, you think?
I don't like anybody going to NC State. I hate them. If you go to NC State, you're dead to me. It's just like going to Duke or Alabama. So hope he has a terrible time and they never win a game.
Yeah, that sums it up right there. Yeah, I saw it today. I think it come out this afternoon, and we'll see. That coach went to LSU, so they lost their coach to LSU. So now they got to go get somebody, and they went to go pick off a big team, and we'll just have to see. I have to kind of learn about that, but yeah, I understand. I understand all that from what you're saying. So that's about all I have for the news of the week. We'll go into some little bit of golf talk here. The PGA Texas Open at the Oaks Golf Course, and they're in Texas. So it's another big tournament. You want to win to lock into the Masters, which is next week. I'll have my dad on the show. We'll do a little preview coming up for the Masters tournament. He's big into golf. He knows the stuff, and he's going to get on here and share all his thoughts on the Masters tournament. All right, Casper, here we go. Tennessee basketball talk. College basketball, Tennessee versus Iowa State. That was on Friday at 10:10. That was 6 versus the 2 seed. That come on TBS in Chicago, Illinois. Halftime was 34-33 Tennessee. So basically Tennessee had the lead and they kept the lead. And going into this game, I wasn't really sure how this was really going to shake out for Tennessee. And it come on so late, I didn't get to catch it, honestly, but I saw some of the highlights and whatnot. And hey, they were able to win, go to the Elite Eight, and to get the win 76-62 over a pretty good Iowa State team is pretty good there. I thought there, Casper.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, didn't expect them to get that win, and they played good, looked good, didn't struggle at all. Looked like a solid basketball team. It's hard to watch a game at 10:35. I think it was supposed to tip at 10:10. I think it ended up tipping about 10:35, which is way too late. And I have some more complaints about the times. It's not excuses, just complaints. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good win for them, and was that 3 in a year, 3 in a row to Elite Eight, I think. So, I
Yeah.
mean, that's impressive, and you're better than my Tar Heels right now. So, I guess I talked about the wrong coach getting fired.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a cool win, and to see them move on, and some guys at work I know we were talking about it, and we didn't think that they were going to make it past maybe that first or second round. So
Yeah.
to see them advance on was pretty sweet. So then this is when it gets a little bit tougher for us. We had to play Michigan. So it was 6 Tennessee versus 1 Michigan in the Elite Eight. Halftime was 26-48 Michigan. So basically, we're going to fall behind early on, and this is kind of when we're going to see can Tennessee make this big comeback, which I don't have the best history with big comebacks. And was the moment too big for us? It's hard to say. Just you got to be able to start strong, and just it's gonna be tough against Michigan, though. I mean, that's just a tough matchup, and to get beat 95-62 is definitely tough to see. It's just as a Tennessee fan, but I'm impressed with what they did. They made a good run, and I can just kind of sit back and go, well, the season was pretty good. I thought for me, it had its highs and it had its lows, losing to Vanderbilt and some of the other teams, Kentucky there in the season. But to make it to the Elite Eight, I think is great. We'll kind of have to see what next year looks like. But now that it's all wrapped up there, Casper, you got any thoughts on that game?
Um, yeah. First thought, again, not excuses, just me bitching or complaining. Sorry. Why are we playing at 10:10 and then turn around playing a game at 2 o'clock? Could somebody explain that to me?
Yeah.
We're playing at the same place. It just, I don't. It really frustrates me. I don't feel like that's right. You know, we've been playing later games for most of this tournament. Well, not most. We played a 4 o'clock game too, but I just don't understand how you can play a 10:10, 10:35 tip on a Friday night in that game at 12:30 in the morning, and then turn around and tip at 2 o'clock or 1:30 or whatever it was on Sunday. Like, that's ridiculous. To be honest with you, I didn't even watch the game because I thought it was going to be at night again. Straight up. I got it on my phone. I had to make an emergency trip down to Loudon, and I didn't even get to see it. And like I heard on the radio on the way home, listened to it, but it's just like, and we weren't good. We got beat, but it's hard to me on that schedule turnaround, like go from playing a late game to playing an early game. I don't like it. I think you got screwed a little bit. Should have been 2 night games. There's only 2 games. Should have played those games at the primetime slots when basketball is normally played, in my opinion. You know, even like a
Yeah,
5 and a 7 or a 6 and an 8. But to play the afternoon game after playing at 10:35 is unacceptable, in my opinion.
I agree. I think those games should have been night games at this point in time. There's not a bunch of teams left, so why can't y'all get the prime time slot? As an athlete, that's got to be hard.
Yeah,
You got tired legs, sore legs. Um, you get back to the hotel late, and then it's a quick turnaround, and that there's got to be some kind of way that the NCAA can do better. Which I get it, and maybe it's all through a TV time slot, and it's all about some of the money and where and how they're gonna be shown and played. So
yeah.
I get it, it's gonna be tough, but why can't we, by the time we get to this point in the tournament, that they all start after an X amount of time, and you get like a window, like you can't play late and then play early. You gotta somehow
Yeah.
something's got to give, and I'm not sure where that comes from, but it's not a good look. And some fans, kind of like you said, didn't even get to see the game or watch the game. And I was times that I turned on the TV as well throughout the weekend, thinking there'd be games on, and they were all getting wrapped up. So with some of how they show the news and whatnot in the evening hour, so they kind of work around that. It seems like, but just as
I
a
mean,
fan, you want to see your team on TV.
yeah. At the end of the day, like, it's my fault for not catching the time Sunday. I just assumed we played 10:35. We are going to play a night game. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. You got to figure something out about that. To me, that's not enough of a turnaround, and I don't like scheduling. So, Tennessee has not played very good in day games this year either. So, I don't know. It's a tough deal, but it's in there. I think Michigan's a better basketball team than Tennessee too. Like props to them. They look really good. Um, I expect them to win the tournament at this point. I had them in my other bracket, so why not? And looking forward to seeing what happens. But they're a good basketball team, and my Tar Heels need a coach, and he's on the list. So
Okay. So maybe once this is all over with, then Carolina will go out there, snag one of these coaches that's maybe still in the tournament, talk them into coming to Chapel Hill for a little while, and get them on the team. And have them as a coach. So that'd be kind of cool to see Carolina get a coach from a big school. That'd be just
yeah,
so it's all got to get finished up first. Then hopefully the next couple of weeks we'll hear some news and we can announce on the show who the next coach is for UNC.
just to just to put the rumor mill more emotion on that. Tommy Lloyd of Arizona and Dusty May of Michigan are currently the two top prospects. The head coach of Arizona and Michigan are the two top prospects for the Tar Heel coaching job. So I expect somebody to write that check, and sucks to be Arizona or Michigan next year.
Oh yeah, get the checkbook out, write that check, put a whole bunch of zeros on the end, and get
Yeah.
get that coach over here. We'll talk about the other team there in North Carolina, Duke and UConn. Man, what a game! That was some might call that a classic finish. I was watching this upstairs with my wife, and when they were down, they got the inbounds, threw it in. All that one guy had to do was just hang on to it and maybe just get fouled and then just wrap it up, be done. He tried to throw it, got tipped. UConn gets the ball, and they kind of throw it around just right quick, and he gets a three from the logo area, nailed it, and when it went through the basket, I was upstairs almost just screaming, and my wife
Yeah.
was kind of scared when I was screaming so loud. But that's what it's all about. That's why they call it March Madness. It's a crazy time, and UConn's going to advance on, and Duke was a favorite. I picked him to win. A lot of people in our bracket picked Duke to get the win, and so that kind of
Me too.
crushed some brackets a little bit. And some guys at work were talking, we were talking about it, and uh, which with Duke, they're kind of a team that they either going to make it all the way or they might kind of lose out early, which they made it. This year they made it pretty good to the Elite Eight, but their team you just don't always know about, but. All in all, that was a pretty sweet game. You got any thoughts on that game there, Casper?
Duke lost. It's a good day.
That's good. That's right.
My mother would have been happy to see them both lose because she didn't like UConn either. But hey, it is what it is. I want to point out my actual favorite finish of the game of the weekend was the Purdue Texas finish. Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh man, absolute. Purdue hits the drive, the shot to win it. Same thing, pretty much like the game. Just it wasn't a long distance shot. It was just a drive, put one up, knock it in, knock Texas out. So that was a good game too last week. I think it was on Friday night. It was one of those nights. It was late game too, and that was my favorite moment that I watched live. Duke losing. It's always a good time though.
So the final four teams will be Arizona, Illinois, Michigan, and UConn. So we'll do a little preview here on the show. I would say probably Michigan would be a team that I'm just going to kind of look at, keep an eye on. They're a one seed, and I think some people may be thinking they might make a run there on the Monday night if they can get past the game they got coming up. Arizona's another team I just kind of keep an eye on. Those probably the two I would just kind of keep an eye on. Because those are some teams that you don't always see in the tournament or get that far in the tournament. So I like to see these teams that aren't maybe quite as maybe well known as some of the Dukes and the Carolinas of the world. So Casper, what are a team that you're keeping your eye on?
I mean, I think Michigan is probably the one prime to do something here, but I mean, I'm pulling for Illinois, probably at, number 3 seed. And, I don't know. I'd like to see them do something, but I think anybody beat Michigan would be tough. Arizona's been pretty consistently good here for the last, I don't know, 5 to 10-ish years. They've been pretty solid as a basketball team. Michigan, like I said, hadn't. So, I don't know. Michigan's huge. They paid the guys. They got that Jordan Brand money, and they mean business.
Yeah. It's going to be some good games coming up next, coming up on Saturday. Saturday night, I that's what I would assume. Those are Saturday night primetime games. That's the time for the Final Four. Let's do a little bracket update here on the show that we've got going online there on ESPN. Dan has taken the lead. He's probably feeling pretty good about himself. Dad was up front there up through Saturday. He kind of backtracked a little bit, and Randy, myself, and Casper there looking up at everybody as we were at the bottom. But that's kind of a little bit of a bracket update. I still think it's up to probably the top 3 or 4 can probably still win it with how the points work in the bracket there. So if you get some more right this weekend, he makes more gains. So congrats to Dan there so far, and hopefully the winner of this bracket. The goal is to get the winner on the show, kind of give their little take on how they pick these teams or why. Get a little speech out of them. Maybe give some kind of little speech out of them, and that's something I'm kind of shooting for. We'll have to see who wins. If they want to come on, they can. If not, no big deal. But it's just an option I'm going to toss their way after they win.
I'd like to say, first of all, not surprised at all to see Dan in the lead. He'll probably win. He came on here. He knows way more about sports than anybody else. So he should probably be on ESPN, honestly, with all that knowledge he has. So it doesn't surprise me to see him get the win at all. Hope he gets the win. But I was pulling for your dad, but Duke's already knocked us out of that, I guess. So
All right. This will shift us in right where I want to be, some Braves baseball. So I went ahead and got the package where I got the Braves and I got all the teams. So I went ahead and stepped up there, got that deal because I turned my TV on Friday night and it was not going to be on my TV. So went and got that. Casper, did you get it as well?
yeah, man, we're gonna get some Fridays and some Tuesdays on our local CW channel, but I was like, you know what? I feel like it's not that bad of a deal. Honestly, it's not as bad as anything like the racing stuff we pay for. So I was
Yeah.
like, I can do it, and maybe I'll look at cutting YouTube TV. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I went ahead and signed up, and I got to watch yesterday's game on it. So looking forward to it. Watch them tonight, see what happens. Looking forward to keeping up with the daily grind.
Oh, yes, me too. We're going to cover a little bit of some of the baseball talk from the Braves, all this some other stuff. We'll start with this whole ABS challenge system. So these players or coach can tap their helmet or hat and challenge a strike or a ball. So we'll start there, Casper. First off, do you like the challenge change in 2026?
Sorry, that's a hard question for me to answer. No, the answer is no. The answer is I would rather just have the umpire call the balls and the strikes and us be adults and move on and do that. I don't like challenges in any sports. I think sometimes officials is a human element of the game that makes sports what they are, and sometimes it's hard. And I think the whole purpose of sports is to learn life lessons and understand it's just a game. But we've got to this point where everything's got to be so fair and so just, and we're always worried about that. So like it's a whole big thing that I have going on. Sorry, it's a long rant, but I hate challenges. I hate reviews in general. But overall, if we're gonna do it, I feel like they're doing it in an okay way. As far as the way that they're doing it, and it's interesting. It's very interesting to watch. They're quick, and I kind of am interested to watch them. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm starting to kind of learn more about this. I was watching this game Friday night, and I saw one of the challenges. It was pretty quick. I felt like they were able to get it reviewed. I guess one thing that I don't like about it is like the up makes this call, strike out, ball, strike, whatever. And if it's just, I mean, it could just be a hair in or out of that strike zone, and they're going to change it, and that's tough. And as an umpire, I'll go and give my thought, and then I'll toss it to you, Casper. I don't think if I was an umpire, I don't think I would want to be an umpire this year coming up just because there's going to be a lot of controversy about it. Strike, ball. I don't like it, Casper.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the complete opposite approach. This is what it's done for me this year is that watching those challenges in the Braves game that I've seen, these umpires actually are pretty good. And
Yeah.
even when they miss, it's by a tenth of an inch. And I've yet to see one that was just not even close. And these pitchers and umpires and everybody, I think the umpires are pretty good. And I think that if you're an umpire by the end of the year, you're looking at your stats and you have a low overturn rate, you're probably feeling pretty good about yourself. So it gives them something a little bit more to look forward to. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. The one thing, they brought this up during the Braves game, I think Sunday, and I didn't know if you caught this, but like, so if a team runs out of challenges, can you change the strike zone? Kind of, which I don't like that. And
Yeah.
so my thing with that is I partially don't like the challenge. I dang near wish they were just using it to call the pitches and be done with it, kind of, if they can make it fast enough. But I don't know. It's interesting. I like the two challenge rule for now, and
Mhm.
I would expect to see that change probably going forwards. And it's as far as baseball being a strategy game, it's always good to see how they look at these analytics and when they decide to use the thing. So I like that aspect of it. The Braves are terrible at it so far that I've seen. I don't know about your opinion on that, but
Yeah, I think two's okay. Got some fan mail from Mark Sweat from work. Was thinking today. He told me that he only wants to see teams get one challenge, and it don't matter if it's right or wrong. You just get one, and that's it. To kind of keep the game moving, I would suppose. But you know, it's what I want the calls to be correct. I don't want it to be where it's just all come down to the umpire. I get it, but it's a tough side to pick, I guess. But I just hope the games don't get they're already going pretty quick right now. So I like the clock. Got the clock for the pitch. That's good to have. And now you got this going on. But all in all, it's something different. I'm just trying to learn on it. Like as I speak now, I'm trying to learn about it, and I'll be learning more in the weeks to come about this whole ABS strike zone situation we got going there, and we got going on in with baseball. Um, let's do a little ESPN baseball talk here. The ESPN seems to be dropped off the boat there for showing baseball games. They are no longer showing the games on Sunday night. It's gone to NBC Sports Network / Peacock. I was able to dig a little bit last night and find it on NBC SN, I guess you'd call it. So there for a second, I turned on, which I liked on home, get home on Sunday night, turn a little baseball on, whether it's the A's and whoever playing or whatever, and I like to watch a little baseball on Sunday night, and I still can, it's still on, but I gotta look for it and try to find it. But that's a little something different. I didn't expect to see ESPN drop out, but now we got the Peacock and the Netflix, and all these teams have their own channels, which I learned there in the past few weeks.
yeah, it does seem like ESPN might be picking up a few more games during the week, just like regular games. I kind of noticed that, so curious to see what happens there. But I mean, I don't know. ESPN is ESPN. They've spent so much money on college sports at this point that they're dang near pulling out of the pro stuff, and they put a lot of money into the NFL to get a little bit of that too now. So you know, they let baseball go, and like talk about sports is where it's at for the TV. So it doesn't surprise me to see somebody else pick it up, and looking forward to seeing what Peacock has on the coverage. Didn't watch last night. Obviously, for me, Sunday night, I'm usually wrapping up from a race, usually still moping around the house mad because Chase lost. So, you know.
Yep, I understand that. I got one for you, Casper. So, as a, for the Braves, do you like it when they wear the blue, the white, or the red jerseys?
The navy blue are trash. Sorry, I know you're wearing the shirt. Shirt's fine, but the
Yeah.
uniforms are trash. I haven't had one of those in a while, really.
Mhm.
The City Connect blue, hate it.
Oh yeah.
I like the white and I like the red on Friday. I'd like to see red one day a week. I hope that we bring back the red on Friday. I know we didn't wear it
Yeah.
this Friday for opening day. I hope that's something that we see. I do like the red. For the alternate for something weird, just pick one day to wear it. I hope we see those again because I do like the red, but the whites, I'm a classics man. Don't mess with this stuff. Some of the stuff, Major League Baseball uniforms are not to be messed with. Should not be messed with.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't care about football as much, but Major League, well, and really, honestly, it's professional sports. I don't care as much about college, but professional sports, just don't mess with it. Why? You're an established brand. What is the Braves brand? Multi-hundred-billion-dollar brand. Like, no, don't mess with it.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah, I like the white the best for me. White, blue, and the red. I just hope it don't get to the point to that they wear different uniforms almost each night of the week. Hopefully that's not the route they go down. Yeah, I like the white the best, and the blue is part of the backup for me. But I was curious on your end kind of get your thought on that. All
Okay, while we're
right.
talking about uniforms, I got a question for you. What about
Okay.
Acuna and Money Mike popping out here wearing
Uh,
some Clingstones looking gear? What's that about? And I mean, is that what those colors look like? The Columbus Clingstone stuff?
I saw he was wearing that sleeve, that bright
Yeah.
green sleeve, like lime
But he's always
green.
in that. I'm talking about Acuna was wearing more like a peach color with green.
Oh, was it? Okay, I
and it
didn't
was
know.
weird. And
Oh,
he's done the yellow for a long time for
oh,
Venezuela, and
yeah.
there's a lot of those guys that wear those colors for their own countries and stuff. But I was just curious if you saw the stuff. It looked like to me like a Columbus Plainstones arm batting,
Oh,
protector and all that
oh.
stuff.
Yeah, maybe it's just something he's trying. Maybe he's trying to chase after that color a little bit.
I think all that stuff should have to be color matched to uniforms. That's my opinion. Sorry. Also, Austin Riley
Yeah.
facial hair.
Oh, yeah.
No,
He's got the beard, he's got the longer
no,
hair.
no. So I would like just one person to remain clean shaven, other than myself.
Yeah.
As time goes on, just act like an adult. But good to see Austin Riley wearing a little hand protection on the bat. Thank God. Let's not
Oh.
break any more hands.
Yeah, these baseball players, they like the mullets and they like the facial hair. And I didn't expect Austin to change. That was some change I did
Yeah,
not expect when I was watching that game. I caught my eye for sure. Like, whoa, that's something
yeah.
different for sure.
He doesn't look like a baby now.
But yeah, as long as he can be hitting some home runs and some base hits, I guess I don't care what he's got on his face.
Preach, preach. Home runs and it don't matter.
That's right. That's all I care about right there. All right, we'll do a little Braves recap on some scores. Braves and the rules. It was 6-0 there opening night. I texted at one point in time, said, "Oh man, that's a good looking pick," because I was
Yeah,
picked to win on that one. So that was a good start, 6-0.
yeah.
Saturday was on Fox. It was a 6-2, but not just that, but it was a grand slam walk off by Dominique Smith. He's new to the team. He blasted grand slam there, Casper. What is your thought on the grand slam win?
The entire inning. I mean, I don't know how the Royals didn't change pitchers there. It's 2-0 going into the ninth. Like, dude, you can't blow that. And then he got to where the bases were loaded, and he threw that ball. And like, my favorite part of that grand slam was it was a no doubter. That ball came off the back, and the catcher for the Royals just headed to the dugout. And I was like, that, like, I'm talking before he left the batting circle, he was gone. And got the bat toss in, and hey, it's a great way to win another home game. And like I said last week, just for the Braves, the key here, first half of the year before we get all these injuries done, I think is just going to be play each series, win each series, and that won that series, uh, regardless. And so you got to win each series and move on. And good to see the bats popping a little bit there. Um, first 2 days. So
Yeah, that's what
we'll
you want to
take
see.
it.
You want to see him win the series, and that's exactly what they did. So yeah, Sunday was a 4-1 loss, but you got the series win. We're gonna move on to the Oakland or the A's. The A's are coming to town Monday through Wednesday. The A's are off to a slow start, it looked like. So I say we need to go win this series or get the sweep, but I'll take the win of the series. That's gonna be Monday through Wednesday. And then the D-backs, we're going to head out to Arizona, take on the Diamondbacks this weekend. So that's going to be a series coming up, which they're off to a kind of a slow start as well. But I feel like we can go out there to the West Coast, take care of that, and start to get some wins kind of where we can. And just that first weekend, I feeling pretty good about things. They seem to be hitting the ball well, and just got to get them on and get them in. And I was a little bit busy there Saturday night at the Tech baseball game, but from what I saw, some highlights, it looked good, and I saw a lot of people wearing the hats and the jerseys at the Tech baseball game. So that was pretty cool to see. I guess you get to kind of pick and choose if you live down there, if you want to go pay some money and go to the Braves game or pay way less and go to the Georgia Tech baseball game. So there's a lot of kids watching it on their phones and wearing the Braves hats and jerseys, which is kind of cool to see as a fan. Like, I don't have a problem with wearing down, I guess you could call it, wearing from the Braves down to Georgia Tech, but hey, it's all fine with me. And so that's just something I kind of saw while I was I was at the game. Like anything else there, Casper, on the Braves?
Just baseball overall. One
Yep.
thing my dad had kind of pre-warned me from spring training, which he paid a lot more attention to than me, was that it seems like the balls have had some issues this year.
Yeah.
And Acuna hit one fly ball that they said based off the velocity and launch angle was 83% of the time a home run, and it wasn't even close. Last year it was 83% a home run ball. So I think there's talk. I've seen it other places as well that they might have de-juiced the balls a little bit. Kind of curious to see how that works out. And I think the big key for the Braves is just get base hits, man. Just quit swinging for the fence all the time and just take the base hits as they come. But just something to watch overall as you guys dive into your baseball viewing season.
Oh yeah, it's finally here, and I'm glad it's here, and something I do like to keep a close eye on, and just trying to keep up with some of the different names that we have this year. And the team looks pretty good. Pretty good lineup. I guess I could call it for batting and out in the field looks to be good. These players are back again from last year. Some of these guys are, and I feel like that we got the team together. Now we're just gonna have to just kind of gel and got the new coach and staff and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing all how that goes from just the TV point of view to seeing the fans show out and the players perform like they should. And so looking forward to 2026, and hopefully we see some good things coming our way on that. A
Oh yeah.
little we'll talk about a little bit of the a double A ball real quick. We'll touch on some of this each week, maybe if we got time. But we got the Lookouts here in Chattanooga and the Smokies up there in Knoxville, Tennessee. All that will start Friday night. Good Friday is the opening night for the Double A baseball here in town. Got the Lookouts going to the Cleanstones, and you got the Barons coming up to the Smokies Friday through Sunday. Anything on that there, Casper, for the Smokies wise?
Um, yeah, I mean, looking forward to. I'm really gonna try to go to some more games this year. I feel like my kid can probably go to some games
Oh yeah.
this year, probably a little later, and be okay as far as getting up in the morning and stuff. So looking forward to going to this midweek games. I think it's weird they're playing on Easter Sunday. It's just
Oh yeah.
why I don't know, but it is what it is. The whole 3 game series thing kind of threw me off at first, but I guess it's just because they didn't start early in the week. So looking forward to going. We got 2 home deals to start with, so I'm gonna see if I can't make it. I'll try to get to a game next week if I can. I don't know if I'll be on the show Monday, but I'll try to get to one maybe next week before I come down there for the big party the weekend after that. So see what happens. But yeah, looking forward to going to some games for sure.
Here we go. All right, that will put us right into Martinsville Speedway. It was a Sunday 3:30 green flag FS1 Cookout 400. I'm going to kind of step back a little bit here and let Casper talk about this race. Your boy Chase Elliott got it done. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so Chase Elliott, started the race okay. Didn't look great, didn't look terrible. Had a really good day in practice on Saturday. Expected to have a good car, but just wasn't up there. It wasn't up front. This was a Denny Hamlin dominated race. Denny Hamlin just absolutely beat everybody's brains and led 292 or something out of 400 laps. Chase led about the last 60. Crew chief made a really good call and pit stop. Said, "Hey, we're going to two-stop this thing," which I think was a good strategy. And I don't ever agree with Alan Guston on strategy, so I was glad to see that happen. It worked out. Got a caution when we needed it, and restarted third. Ross Chastain lead, Denny Hamlin second, and passed Denny. The caution came out again. Restarted second and drove away. And just at the end of that race, as the track changes, it cools down. Denny's car, I think, went away for a little bit, and Chase's kind of came in there. And so Alan did everything he needed to do to adjust on the car and have it ready to go. And won the race. It was a really good race overall. Not as many cautions we usually see in a Martinsville race, but we got to see Bubba send Hocevar into the wall. Excuse me, misjudge it. So anytime we got people getting mad at each other in race cars, I think it's a good thing. And tire fall off matter and all that. So I thought it was a really good race, and I'm glad to see NASCAR back, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really glad to just watch each race matter too. I've decided that like throughout the playoffs and chase all that stuff, winning you're in. I'm glad we're back kind of to the old thing, and the races just matter now. So
Mm.
it was cool to watch Chase be excited to win a race and not be worried about anything other than just winning a race at Martinsville. And I noticed that this year with Tyler Reddick and other drivers too. So we're glad for that, and looking forward to some more races at Bristol here in 2 weeks. Wish I could go. We might have to just skip the wedding and go, bro. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I got that dog in me. If it rains out and that thing's on Monday, I'm going.
There you
So
go. Yeah, we win for many, many years. We win. I went maybe like 12 in a row. You went 11 or 12 or something like that, crazy in a row. And we
yeah,
didn't go last fall, and this spring may not be looking the best, but we'll try to get back to
yeah,
Bristol very, very soon. It's an awesome place for me. I love it. I love getting up there, seeing all the fans, all the people. It's a
yeah,
great track, I think.
yeah. I'm with you. Like I said, I don't know. I don't want the wedding to get canceled or nothing. So we won't want that. But yeah, if that thing rains out, we're going Monday. All right. If it rains out, I'm going Monday. So just get in the car and drive. Call
That's
in.
that. That
Don't
sounds
tell
good to
nobody at work
me.
to watch this.
All right, we're gonna do a little college baseball right quick before we get into the picks. Tennessee went up to Nashville to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, and um, yeah, that's about how I feel about it too. So we got swept. We lost Friday. We lost Saturday. We lost Sunday. So Casper, got a little fan mail for you. Um, are you a little bit upset over getting swept by Vanderbilt?
I'm not upset. Listen, they run the state. Diego Pavia said they're going to run the state, and they've run the state. And the University of Tennessee and all athletics program has responsibility to do something about it. You let them do it this year, so main sports are over this year, so it's time to regroup and try better next year. Baseball's not looking too good this year, as far as I'm concerned. So they probably need to get a regroup in, and I know they're not done, but they're done if we're being honest. And we can't be losing to Vanderbilt, man. We're not here to be the little sister. We're here to be the big brother, and got work to do, and that has to matter. Like I said, I'm looking forward to watching that rivalry be a rivalry again. And if this keeps up for the next 5 to 10 years, it will be. So looking forward to that. And can't lose to Vanderbilt. Can't lose to Vanderbilt, man. We can't. It's Vanderbilt. We don't lose to Vanderbilt. We don't do that.
Yeah, when I saw the score the first night, I was like, "Oh goodness, that's not the way you want to start." And then I watched some of it Saturday, and then Sunday was high scoring, but yeah, Sunday was 16-15 loss. You just gotta find a way to score more runs than that team, and each game was close. I mean, they lost 2-3 Friday, 5-6 Saturday, and then 16-15 loss Sunday. So there. You just gotta be a little bit better and find a way to win. Georgia Tech baseball. I was there on Saturday night. So Georgia Tech got the win Friday, and they got the win Saturday, and they got the win Sunday. So that was really cool to see. We got Auburn's coming up week as they sellout crowd there. They beat us at Auburn. So Auburn gets to come to Atlanta, and we'll see what we can do about that. It was great to see the sweep. Um, Team wise, we got to be able to pitch better. Dad was talking about this on the way down there, and I saw it firsthand. We got the hitters, we just ain't got the pitching. And that game Saturday night was not a good start, and we were able to get going with the bats there, and we got our guys on base, and we got them in. So it was sweet to get that win, and I'm looking forward to some more Braves, some more baseball there for Tech coming up. So that about wraps that on up, and that will put us right where we need to be here with the picks of the week, picks of last weekend. Dwat gets the win, so it is 9-9. Now we're back to a tie, and I will go over Casper's. So he had the Braves over the rules on Friday. That was correct. Bama over Michigan. That was incorrect. And North Carolina over Notre Dame on Friday for baseball. That was correct. And he had Brad Keselowski winning the cup race. Sunday, that was incorrect as the bonus pick. So we'll go into D Watts picks. It is NC State at Georgia Tech. Saturday night, Georgia Tech got the win. St. John's over Duke. I got Duke, and that was correct. And then the Kings at the Hawks Saturday night, and that was the Hawks got the win. And also, kind of a fun fact about that the weekend there. So it was a home game for the Braves, a home game for Georgia Tech, and a home game for the Hawks. All the teams in Atlanta were at home this past Saturday night. All right. So that will put us right in here for picks of the week, and I'll let you go first, Casper.
All right, give me the Atlanta Braves get the 1.5 run win Monday tonight over the Athletics game one. They'll cover. I think if we're going to do Major League Baseball, I think we got to,
Okay.
I think we got to do the spread. So give me the Braves cover the 1.5. Number 2, give me Oklahoma over Colorado Wednesday in the college basketball crown on Fox, baby, the real basketball tournament that actually matters. And then give me Illinois over UConn Saturday. Give me the Fighting Illini. Beat them Huskies in the dirt.
All right, I like that. All right, I will go with Michigan versus Arizona on Saturday. Give me Michigan to win
Easy.
in advance. Hawks at the Nets on Friday night. Give me the Hawks. And Saturday, give me LSU at Tennessee. Give me LSU to come up to Tennessee and get the win Saturday night.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I can't believe you go with a layup like Michigan over Arizona. What kind of loser? You're just out here trying to take the lead back. I see what we're doing. I see what kind of kind of gravy picks I can come up with between now and next week.
I got to get that lead back. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You got one last stop for the show there, Casper.
Um, I was gonna talk about pitching challenges. We already kind of talked about that. Let's see. Yeah, I want to talk about these pitching challenge things some
Yeah.
more. So, if we're gonna challenge a pitch, why are we not reviewing them all? Like that's where I'm really struggling with it. So if we have a device that measures it and says yes or no, why are we still using and a device that we don't rely on? I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to hear that. That's the ugly truth. If that thing's fast enough, that's how it should be. So that's my first thing about that. My second thing is this whole thing about it wasn't fast enough or he looked at the dugout. Screw that. I don't understand that. That's stupid. They got this whole thing about you can't look at the dugout. We have some guys put dugout, they put cards on the dugout. Like, yes, you can challenge. No, you can't challenge. It's dumb. You have them, use them or not, right? And I don't like that. I think that the rule should just be if you get the challenge before the ball gets back to the pitcher's mound, I think that it should be legal. That's my opinion. Once the ball's in the pitcher's glove, we're done with it. We're moving on to the next pitch. But before that, I feel like it's fair. It's kind of like in football. You know, you got till they snap the ball, right? I feel like that's kind of fair. Then that gives the catchers more reason to speed the game up and get the ball back, right? Um, so that's my opinion. I think the ugly truth is if we're going to use this system that is fair and just, then we just need to use that system and get rid of the umpires. And I hate to say that because I like I said, I'm a big fan of umpires and officials, and I think they belong in sports, but I don't understand why we're only deciding that we're only going to make two pitches a game matter. That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's what I got.
Yeah, hey, that's some good points there. I like that. I guess mine would be the Cars Tour fights on flow disagreements. I swear every time I turn on this to watch this Cars Tour, you got a crew chief or a car owner poking his head into the winner's victory lane, have a little chit chat, and I saw it, and he walked down there and he wanted to talk about it, and these guys even and I saw it. I don't know. It was the other night I saw that the guy finished second, and he was having something to say to the how he, this how this and that, and all these guys race. And my goodness, we don't see we see some of that on the dirt side, but not nearly like we do on the asphalt side. So, oh my goodness, like these guys just do something else for a hobby. It drives you crazy when it's one thing like once a month or something. And I like it as a fan a little bit, but I don't know if I like it all the time. Every single week. That ain't for me.
I hate it for the Cars Tour because like they were becoming a good racing series. It was like this ladder step, and they're kind of turning themselves into like freaking I-75 or North Georgia or whatever, just doing stuff like that. And like I said, it's weird in asphalt they have a lot more of this, but it's because guys shit people, man. If you watch that Doug Morris Jr. guy, absolutely just ran over Mini Tyrell, and like I think that should come with a suspension. I know that's not something I get into a lot in racing, but it's a good race. It was really good to watch that race. So if you're into racing, go start watching all these Cars Tour, ARCA, modifieds, all that stuff is good to watch. But yeah, a lot of fights.
I've got some plugs to give here. Thursday night is the I-75 Raceway. Got a little dirt race action there Thursday night. I'm gonna try to make my way up to there. Thursday night. I'm gonna try to check that out if I can. Be good weather hopefully. So I'm gonna check that out. My second plug goes out to Casper for his new Facebook page. Look like he got a new page, new name. So go ahead and tell everybody right here on the show. Tell us all about this Casper. Go ahead,
So
because I don't want to. You go ahead. I don't want to
I
misspeak.
just ixnayed the Caution Flag Contemplations page, and I just renamed it to Casper's Contemplations.
Okay.
I'll post. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But the good news is the new at is now at Casper's Crap. So on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you put in facebook.com/Casper's Crap, you'll be good to go because I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, so basically I just talk about whatever I want to talk out on there, and might talk about racing, might talk about sports. I don't know. I might talk about nothing, but I changed it over. So you guys be sure to follow me on there if you want to. But really, sport talk with you, watch where you need to be. If I do anything, it's just gonna be me running my mouth. So I don't know. But that podcast is over, so I killed the page. So, but yeah, at Casper's Crap.
There we go. There you go. I like it. I'm going to close it down. Thanks for being tuned in, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe if you would on the YouTube. Add it to your library on the Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. If you got any fan mail, you can put it in the comments below. Um, yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and check us out. And with that, we'll say see you in the next one.